Hey Sagittarius, how y'all doing? Welcome. We are going to be doing your first half of November general reading here. I'm back. I'm happy about it. I hope you guys are well. Let's get right into the meditation. Oh my gosh. So I saw the image from a book by Holly Black, and it's a book about it's a fantasy novel about fairy kingdom, but it's really about monarchy and positions of power and what wealth looks like and what having a lot of what you desire looks like. And there was this image of this character within one of her books who's a prince, and I saw him seated on a throne, and there was this image of being in a position of responsibility in terms of this is how people see you. This is a public position or public persona up on a throne, being in a position of authority and delegation, etc. Having your work clothes on or whatever have you. And then I saw an image of that same prince living his best life at nighttime, like as one of the people, amongst the people. And I saw him hanging out with all of these magical creatures, and it is about, fairy lore. This book that I'm talking about. It's, I feel like some of you guys are like, what books are you talking about? It's her, what is it called? Folk of the Air, something like that series. Prince of Nothing, The Wicked, Cruel Prince. Anyway. There's this energy of this dual reality, but within that dual reality, like night and day, right? Having it all. I saw the Sagittarius Collective. This was really fun. Have you ever seen those ball pits, like at a kid's play area where it's all of those brightly colored plastic balls and like jumping in the ball pit? I saw the Sagittarius Collective in the ball pit and having a lot of different balls in the air, so to speak, but being really happy about it. I saw the Sagittarius Collective go, I have a lot going on, but I'm really happy about it. And that was the feeling. I feel like you're in a position where a lot of people are really enjoying and looking for your company. A lot of people wanting to spend time, communicating with you and mulling things over. But I'm also hearing having a laugh as well. I hear laughter. It's very much in the energy here. But I also feel like there's this other energy of the time that you take that's just for you, right? After hours, as it were, and finding a lot of pleasure with that as well. It feels like you're burning the candle at both ends, but it's by your own design and it's really working for you, if that makes sense. It's that saying, all work and no play, whatever have you. It's like you're both, your work and play. You are in a beautiful, it's like your home key of temperance. Yeah. It's like your home key of temperance, which speaks of balance, right? And equal amounts of work and play, equal and outer union between the inner aspects of yourself and the outer aspects of yourself. I feel like that's what this is as well. It's a union between the inner and outer aspects of self. It's really beautiful. The Phoenix. Hi and hello. This equates to the Six of Swords, which I'm really obsessed with. So let's talk. The Phoenix, traditionally speaking, right, is about, first of all, fire. I mean, this is of spirit, but, Phoenix is fire energy for fire signs here. So already obsessed with that. But traditionally, the Phoenix is about what? Rising from the ashes, right? So it's really beautiful that you're coming up here. It's that feeling of the resurrection. But I also want to point out, too, remember when I saw that image of the Sagittarius Collective on the throne, right? But then also having that good time in the after hours where you're really doing your own thing and just kicking it, right? There's these two aspects of self as well, where it's like the Phoenix rises, where everyone can see it as a point of inspiration, but it also has its time to die. And I feel like the death aspect of this and the rebirth context as well is when the death aspect of it is the equivalent of you taking that time for yourself in the after hours. So I really love it, right? Also, the fact that this equates to the Six of Swords, the Six of Swords is traveling, moving, but also moving away from a lot of mental tension or analysis paralysis or anxiety about either what has happened or what will happen, right? Six of Swords is true. It's about the journey, not the destination vibe. And I really, really like that. And if you think about it, that is very much of the Phoenix as well, right? It's that present energy because it knows that this is the glorious place in its cycle. But the cycle, right? Just like this circle here denoting its, connection with spirit is very much about, well, this is a beautiful moment. We're all here to enjoy it. Everybody loves the phoenix when it's, like full out, a beautiful, fiery, gorgeous, mystical bird that it is, flying about looking fabulous. But it also knows and accepts and even embraces the do not disturb time. I'm seeing a phone going on do not disturb. The do not disturb time that it gets when it dies. I mean, I know that's a little bleak, but that's what I'm getting here. You know what I mean? It's kind of great. Yeah. Woo! All right. Sagittarius. Phoenix. Rising from the ashes. Being in a position of, it feels like you're very desired right now. Your attention, your advice, your company. Very good. All right. So, okay. I will say, the collective is very much operating as a collective. I have to say that it's not always like that, right? But there is a very distinct energy here in the collective energy of there is a symbiosis happening here, which is really cool. I say that because quite literally, I'm like in the middle of the readings here, and the same cards are coming over and over, which for me, in opinion, is a very good thing, because when the collective is unified, I feel like that's really, really beautiful. Okay, so the Five of Cups, remember, this is the past energy coming in that may not affect the present. The Five of Cups, this is a loss, right? This is mourning a loss. This is also calling upon a flip of perspective, right? Right, if that crow were to turn around and look behind, it's like, oh, I just have to flip it. It's like that mirror, can I do that? Ooh, mirror image of like just flip it, the inverse of this, right? 5 is also the number of change. So especially with the Phoenix coming up here and it's, relating to the 6 of Swords as it does, I do feel like there has been some loss and or change, but I mean, hello, that's what's, been going on collectively as well. And I feel like for you guys, there is this very distinct energy. If you have not gotten to this place yet, then I feel like it is upon you, because the Phoenix is very, very positive, where there's this distinct feeling of seeing and truly understanding and knowing that what has been lost really has been for the best. I mean, truly, I'm tapping into you guys really, really feeling that and being the Phoenix on the other side of it, right? Really going, oh, okay, well, I moved homes, or certain friendships I had, are no longer, what they were, or I'm working somewhere different or in a different context, or I feel differently about this. There's been change going on here. But I also feel like there's this energy of like, how Marie Kondo, the clean lady, says like, release with thanks and love, right? And I feel like there's an aspect of you that has, released and maybe even mourned, even if it has been a bit bittersweet, where it's for the best. It's like mourning what's been before turning around and embracing the new and what's next, right? Feels nice though. But yeah, change the name of the game. Yeah, I mean, 6 of Wands. I mean, fire energy here. This is public recognition. So I'm not surprised that this came up. Remember, I saw you guys as a mark. Hello. At the top of the reading. Remember when I said that a lot of people are going to want your attention, your company, your advice, all of that, and I saw the throne. This is public recognition. This is a lot of people. See all these crows being like, hello. Do you see this crow who's literally like sitting up in a throne, surrounded by a laurel situation here? I'm also getting called to talk about that. Okay, so the laurel is sacred to Apollo, the Greek god Apollo, who's also associated with the sun. Oh, guys, we're back to the city sound effects. She is no longer in the country, honey. So there's this myth within Apollo where he was chasing after, very naughty Apollo, chasing after a naiad. And the naiad called out to Mother Gaia to help her so that she wasn't, taken upon by Apollo with his lusty nature. And Gaia turned her into a laurel tree. Right then and there. And so the laurel is associated with, it became sacred to Apollo, and the laurel is associated with laureates and receiving recognition for being, at a job well done, for being the best at what you do. And I feel like there is an energy here around this as well, right? I feel like there's a similarity here with the Phoenix burning brightly and then the 6 of Wands being in the spotlight or being in a position of where a lot of people are recognizing you for what you do and what you do well, right? I have a feeling there's something about someone or someone's giving you a second glance, like looking back and going, oh my God, I never noticed this about you before. I was so caught up in my own stuff. I didn't see what was right in front of me. You're actually really good at this. You're actually, really great at this or whatever have you. There's something about seeing you more clearly, being seen more clearly by those around you. It's really cool. Or perhaps you're moving within a new soul group or a new group of friends or coworkers or whatever have you that are just, there's a clean blank slate there. So they're seeing you maybe as you haven't been seen before by others, right? Where they're like, wow, we are acknowledging, right, your strengths. It's really cool. So Two of Wands, this is fascinating. So yeah, fire energy coming through for the Sagittarius. Two of Wands, I have to tell you something. I really like the Two of Wands. Here's why. Wait a minute. Remember when I was saying this is the inverse, like flip this to the inverse of it? And this is exactly what I was talking about. Ooh. So the Two of Wands is making that blueprint, as I like to say, right? The Three of Wands is setting out on that journey, setting out and doing and going and newness and all that good stuff. But the Two of Wands is going, okay, I have this moment in time to really get clear on what I want things to look like, my relationship to what I desire, and then also taking a moment to look back at the past and go, if I knew then what I know now. I keep hearing that. If I knew then what I know now. So there's a lot of referring to not living in the past, honey, but referring to the past in order to inform your future, right? Really beautiful here. There's this because I feel like new opportunities are coming towards you and it is transitioning you into a place of Two of Wands. So look at what I'm seeing here. Look, you see how all these crows beneath this is you. And all these crows down here are like, hello, hello. But they're also looking here to this Two of Wands. Like, what are you going to do next? What's next? There is this feeling here where you're in a position where there's going to be a decision coming to you or some sort of position of influence. I see it. But it's cool. It's welcome. It's deserved. You've earned it. It's all beautiful. But I do feel like I keep going back to this source of inspiration, being an inspiration for others, either directly or indirectly. Some of you guys have like, I don't know, social media platform or whatever, some sort of business where, others look to you for inspiration, even if you don't directly communicate with those people and you know them personally or not. Others, you are the huge source of influence and comfort to those in your direct sphere, and it feels really nice. There's also a certain amount of responsibility that comes with that authority, but it feels like you're taking it in stride and having a really good time with it. They keep taking me back to that ball pit where you saw in the ball pit and you're like, I have a lot going on, but I'm really happy about it. It feels really nice. Yeah. King of Wands. Hi. More fire energy here. I mean, with the crown, and I saw you guys on the throne. Let's just take a moment. So this is a Wolverine here. What I'm really obsessed with in this context is the Wolverine at first glance doesn't look like much, right? It's like, oh, hi, little cute Wolverine. Oh, are you so fierce? What are you going to do? Nip at my heels? But the Wolverine will mess up your life force if you get too close to it. Like the Wolverine's power is that it's underestimated. And I think that there's something here around that. Because remember when I said you're being viewed in a new light or compensated for, what you're really good at in a way that maybe you weren't before or weren't seen before? There's a turnaround with this where it's like, no, you are in a position of authority, King of Wands in the masculine form of your home energy of fire, which also means that you are in a place of action, like I said, authority, doing. Remember, Wands rule the realm of action. There's a lot of action going on here, right? But the King of Wands is also really good at knowing when to be inactive as well. But I feel like it's less of an inaction on your part as it is knowing when to listen and when to speak. Ooh, that feels really true. Knowing when to listen and when to speak, okay? I also feel like you have people around you. Again, I feel like in this context too, I'm getting that there are people around you that maybe could use some help looking at the two cups that are full. And I feel like you're in a unique position to do that because you've been here. You've been where they are. You know what I mean? Like the people who are the best at giving advice and helping others are those who have been through a lot themselves, because no one can give you advice like someone who's been where you are. And shivvies. That's what it is. Whoop! All right. Someone's developing their mediumship abilities as well. Okay. Or finally acknowledging that they have mediumship abilities. Either way. Six of Wands. Oh, hello and goodbye. Yes, yes. Page of Cups and the Hierophant. What is going on? With the Six of Wands, let's talk about it. The Hierophant, Taurus energy, everything being exactly as it should, also a traditional approach, but the Polar Bear also takes care of their family. They're about ancestral ties and family lineage, but what I'm obsessed with about the Polar Bear coming up in this context with the Hierophant and the keys here is that the Polar Bear, the medicine of the Polar Bear says, you know, the ones that came before you failed before they succeeded. They did fail before they succeeded. So there's no need to be afraid of failure, right? I feel like that's part of your message here too, and where you've been with the Six of Wands. It's like, again, I keep getting this feeling of like you're able to help others because you've been where they are, right? And you have failed, you have learned, it's been trial and error. Now you're in a place where people are able to look to you for support and guidance, and suddenly you're going, oh God, I'm so glad that I went through all of that stuff so that I could turn around and help others. I actually have advice to give. I actually have perspective. You have the Page of Cups here as well. Look at that. Look at that stunning, beautiful seal there. Or is it a manatee? It's a seal. A seal in the waves here. The Page of Cups also, it's a newer beginner's energy. I feel like you're forming new emotional relationships. I do. It feels that way to me. This could be romantic. This could be friendship. This could be both. This could be students. This could be teachers. This is new coworkers. This could be new relationships that have an emotional component. I also feel like some of you guys, I keep feeling it. There's a group of you guys that are branching off into a new realm of your intuition, a new form of it, looking at it differently, or researching your intuition or how the intuition works, or what you particularly are good at intuitively. Something about that for a group of y'all. I also see someone writing, someone starting to either journal or write a lot, starting a blog, something online, something like that. Makes sense with the public recognition and being in the spotlight as well. Yep. Okay, 2 wands. Ooh. Yes. Ooh, look at that stunningness. Look at this orca realness at the bottom here with the Chariot here. Cancer energy, fast forward, balanced movement. I absolutely love that. So look at what you got. So you got the Seven of Wands in the reverse. Okay, let's talk about this. The fact that it's clarifying the Two of Wands as well. I want to point something out. I feel the need to say that 7 plus 2 is 9, because they're taking me right to the 9 of Wands here, which is that perseverance, even while being tired or a little weary. And I do feel like you're taking on a lot. It does feel like all and more than you can handle. Like it's all good. There's no real warning signs about it. But there is this sense of this note of encouragement, I want to say. A note of encouragement to remember that you can help serve and be there for others the more that you are there for yourself. Because I'm going back to that nighttime energy of doing you in the nighttime, of having that time on your own to yourself, that cocoon or chrysalis time in the evenings. It really feels like a split screen that I'm looking at. So it's like you give to others during the day, or you can flip it, whatever works, and then you give to yourself at night. And we shall the two meet. Like I'm hearing to, not, okay, well, I'll take half the night for me and give half the night to this other person because no. There's a word of encouragement to really remember to give to yourself just as much as you give to others, actually, right? Something about that. But also enjoying where you are. I feel like what comes after this is a huge change for the better. And I feel like this is your, train station stop on the way to something, on the way to the Emerald Castle, actually, they're showing me from Wizard of Oz. It's like you're in the last quarter of the Yellow Brick Road and you're about to get to the Emerald Castle. It's like enjoying where you are right now, right? This is the throngs of people going, yes, yes. And they're on the side of the road like, what do you think about this? Hey, do you want to do this? Do you want to partner on this? Whatever have you. It's really good. I just heard book club. For somebody, or something about a book club. But I do feel like there's a group of you too that you're really connecting with people who see the world like you do. I think that there's a lot of benefit in, spending time with people that see the world very differently than you do as well. But I feel like the energy around this is aligning with people who see the world similarly to you. And it feels like it's an expansion point as well. Like the more brightly you shine, the more your beacon and light is on, the more others can find you that are of, like soul, spirit, and mind, all of that, Seven of Wands traditionally is putting in a lot of effort, maybe even feeling the need to defend what you have or what you've worked towards with the Two of Wands. But I feel like in the reverse, I feel less of that energy and more about, it's again like what I said. I have a lot going on, but I'm really happy about it. And it does feel like for a group of you, your defenses are down and you're really in a place of, receptivity and flow, which is really nice. Feeling like a bird oracle. Let's do it. Yeah, very nice, Sagittarius. Oh, hi. How nice is that? Wow. You got the white owl. I'm so obsessed with this. This is beautiful. The wisdom and message of the divine are within you. The wisdom and message of the divine are within you. You know, I want to point something out. White owl affiliated with like snow and coldness and the dark of night. Remember how I was saying night and day? Now the owl sees just as clearly at night as it does during the day, but it is associated with the nighttime, right? And then we have the phoenix, which is the bright, fiery sun of the day and, you know, the high noon and all of that good stuff. So you do have these dual energies here as well, which keeps coming up in your reading, which is really, really cool. But also the owl is all about intuition and seeing, you know, oneself and others very clearly. And intuition has been at the heart of this reading as well, right? Developing your intuition, meeting up with other people who see the world like you do, your light being on and others being able to find you. It's really, really beautiful here. I also want to draw out something else that is coming to me. And I'm going to go there. I'm going to say Harry Potter. You peeps. Harry Potter. Because the phoenix, I immediately thought of Dumbledore with his phoenix. And the phoenix, you know, going to aid those who show their loyalty to Dumbledore and all of that. And then we have Hedwig here. Harry's owl. And so because this Harry Potter has, you know, been going on in mind through this reading anyway, it also has to do with what? Intuition, magic, but also being in the spotlight and being acknowledged for what you're good at as well. And also having a lot going on, but being rather happy about it. So this is a very busy time for you, Sagittarius, a very busy time, but also a very blessed time. I'm also hearing to journal during this time as well, and this time for yourself. I think you're going to want to document what's going on right now. It's going to be something worth remembering. Yeah, buttes. So you have stone people, vigilance. So this is really cool because what I'm getting with this is in terms of stillness and movement, right? Because look at the water here, right? Let's talk about earth and water really briefly. Water has the ability to heal and transform all that it comes into contact with, right? Earth, or this rock as it were, is transformed by the water, right? I feel like you are in a place of, yes, transformation, but I do feel like there's this certain aspect of remembrance, going back to that idea of making sure that you take the time for yourself and understanding that even though there's a lot of stimuli going on, even though a lot of people are vying for your attention or reaching out to you, and it's beep bop, beep bop, 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 maybe even some offers being made, or what I feel like someone's going to be signing something or going into a negotiation of some sort, that it is very imperative, this is coming up again, very imperative that you remain vigilant about splitting your time between what you give to others and also what you give to yourself. It feels very, very, very important. And I'm also getting another message to remain, you know, grounded and secure and clear in what you know to be true. Because sometimes when there's a lot of stimuli going around, we can kind of move with it and get off center and forget where we were and where we're going. And so I'm really hearing that it's extra important to stay grounded. And again, that is absolutely achieved with time with and for yourself with that do not disturb mode on. Okay? Woo, Sagittarius, work it out. This is your first half of September general reading. I so hope that this helped and resonated. If so, please let me know in the comments below. I just love to hear from you guys. Let me know what y'all been up to. And with that being said, just thank you so much for being here. And as always, thank you for being you and be well.